Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Diva IRFANI. You can call me Diva. I'm from class B2B. Now I want to make a video pronunciation practice 3 about consonant sound. P and B. P is spelled P or P. Listen and say these words. Pen, push, stop, happy, stopping. Listen and say these phrases. Number 1, a piece of paper. 2, push or pull. 3, a deep sleep. 4, a cheap trip around Europe. B is spelled B or B. Listen and say these words. Big, best, rope, rubber, verb. Listen and say these phrases and sentences. 1, big business. 2, when was the baby born? 3, it's better to bake your own bread than to buy it. 4, what's that big building between the bank and the library? Now, listen and say the sentences with P and B. 1, Pamela's got a new job. Pamela's got a new job. 2, Paul's got big problems with his neighbors. 3, can you remember Speedy's phone number? 4, pack your bags and bring your passport. Next, T and D. T is usually spelled T or T. And say these words. T, till, 10, top, 2, 20, wire, big, complete, eat, ache, like, sweet. Better, butter. T is sometimes spelled ed in past tense. Listen and say these words. Stop it, wash it. T is spelled T in a few names. Listen and say these words. Thailand, Thames, Thomas. Note, the letter T is silent in a few words. Listen and say these words. Listen, castle. Note, T is the name of the letter T in the alphabet. T is also the word tea. D is spelled D or D. Listen and say these words. Day, deep, do, door, did, food, good, had, ready. At, address, letter, middle. Sometimes you don't hear the T or D clearly at the end of a word. Listen to the difference. 1, sometimes something to eat. 2, turn on the light. 3, the end of the road. 4, writing on the board. The vowel sound is longer before D than before T. Listen. Road, board, bug. You often don't hear a T or D when it's between other consonant sounds. So fax sounds like fax, and next week sounds like next week. Listen. A, tell me all the facts. B, I will tell you next week. Okay, next. K and G. K is usually spelled C, K or CK, and sometimes CH. Listen and say these words. Car, cat, careful, clean, close, color, fact, keep, K, kind, kitchen, desk, like, talk, walk, back, black, check, pocket, thick, thick, school, stomach, chemist, architect. Next, KW is often spelled Q. Listen and say these words: quick, quiet, quarter. KS is often spelled X. Listen and say these words: fax, six, taxi. Note, the letter K is silent in a few words, e.g., no, knee, knife. Listen and say the sentences. 1. Look in the kitchen cupboard. 2. Keep your keys in your pocket. Next, G is usually spelled G or G. Listen and say these words: garden, girl, glass, go, cold, gold, ago, hungry, back, leg, egg, bigger. GZ is sometimes spelled X. Listen and say these words: exam, exactly. Note, the letter G is silent in some words, e.g., foreigner, sign, hike, bulk. Note, there is usually no G sound in words like sing, sings, singing, singer. Note, some words have a silent U after G. Listen and say these words: gas, guest, dialogue. Now listen and say the sentences. 1. Can you guess the beginning of dialogue? 2. Are you going jogging again? You often don't hear K or G clearly in the middle or at the end of a word. Listen. 1. I liked the film. The acting was perfect. 2. Do you like folk music? 3. It was a dark night. 4. Was your dog cold? Ev and V. Ev is usually spelled Ev or Ev, and sometimes PH or GH. Listen and say these words: feel, first, cafe, after, live, live, of, coffee, phone, autograph, love. Listen and say these phrases and sentences. 1. 45. 2. A family photo. 3. I'm feeling fine. 4. The 14th of February. When I asked for her autograph, she just looked. V is usually spelled V. Listen and say these words: very, travel, every, have, live. Note, in the name Stephen, PH is pronounced V. Listen and say these phrases and sentences. 1. We're leaving at 7:05. 2. A visa for a 7-day visit. 3. Stephen lives in a village. Listen and repeat these poems. November the 1st. 5 leaves left. 1 leaf falls. 4 leaves left. The traveler. A visitor. Having fun. A fine day for traveling, he said. A cafe. A phone. Here. I'm afraid not. He laughed. You will find one in the village. Far? No, not very far. The ferry over the river. Then a few more miles. 5. or 7 or 7 or 11. Next, th and the is spelled th. Listen and say this word: thin, thanks, 30, theater, thumb, Thursday, thirsty, tree, bath, month, mouth, north, south, birthday. Listen and say the sentences. 1. I thought April the 12th was a Tuesday, but it is a Thursday. 2. A. I've got three birthday this month. B. 3 birthday? What do you mean? A. My wife's, my son's, and my daughter's. 3. It is 13 degrees in the north and 30 in the south. 4. A. 1/3 is 33%, is not it? Isn't it? B. 33 and a third percent to be exact. D is spelled th. Listen and say these words: this, that, this, those, then, they, father, mother, brother, other, together, wither, without, bread, with. Listen and say these sentences. 1. A. Can I have one of those plates, please? B. This. A. No, the others, over there. 2. 2 coffees, please. B. With milk. B. With milk. A. 1 with and 1 without. Note, th is usually pronounced th or d, but sometimes t. Thailand, Thames, Thomas. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.